Hi there, my name's Aaron Short and welcome to my YouTube channel, and today I'm checking out Helix Update 3.15. So when I heard about this update, my first thought was, why are Line 6 releasing kind of a half update? We normally get 3.0, and then 3.10, and then 3.20. Well, this one is called the Because 3.20 isn't done yet. So I thought this might be a very minor update with not much in it, but I see some potential for the future here that's got me very excited. Okay, I won't go through all the features today. You can see them here on the release notes. We have things like a new compressor, a new modulation, some delays, but also we have this effect here, which is a really interesting kind of phrase looper kind of effect, and also a new amp. And this amp is interesting too because it's not just a recreation of an existing amp. It's another original model from Ben Adrian. So this is called the Ven 2. And I tried it out and immediately was impressed because I've been saying for years that the digital products should try to do new things rather than recreate the old things. Now, don't get me wrong, I want to have a Fender Twin, a Marshall, and my favorite amps in a modeler because that's what I've grown up with and they're the sounds that I'm looking for. But I feel like there's so much wasted opportunity with some digital gear because the digital gear can do things that the analog cannot. And in my opinion, the analog can do stuff the digital cannot too. That's another video right there. But why not create original effects and amplifiers in these products that can do things that they can't do in the analog domain? And that's what he's doing here with the Ven 2. So I noticed straight away that it sounds very good and also it's very flexible. And another byproduct of these original amps and effects can be, it seems, that they use less DSP. And when you're using something like the HX Stomp, DSP is very important. I do feel now that the Stomp and the Helix Floor are starting to get to the end of their DSP limitations. For me, I like to use Helix native, especially on my new Mac M1 laptop. And it's now working natively, by the way, with the new update. That's huge for me. And that means I can run as many effects as I want. But the great thing with this Ven 2 is I've made a patch for my HX Stomp where the one amp is doing 3 different tones. I'm going to put a link to that below if you want to check it out and just show it to you quickly now to show you what it sounds like. So this is on my Helix Floor, but I'm running one path so you can load this into an HX Stomp. And I'm really impressed with the fact that it doesn't use much DSP on the amp and cab block, and it's very versatile. And I think it sounds very good. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. But here we have one of the new reverbs, and the reverbs are also very nice. We have a dynamic plate and a dynamic room. I'm glad that these are being addressed as well. We've got some really good reverbs in the Helix now. And then I've added some more blocks, but all I really need for this is my amp and cab, a reverb, and my delay. This is recreating what I tend to use for like a wedding band. I'll use a 3-channel amp with a delay, which is also a boost pedal and a tuner. And all that is right here in this little HX Stomp. So that's obviously very nice and portable. And the HX Stomp is also what I carry around in my gig bag as a backup. So I have my rig as a backup as well. So check out this amp and cab. I'm using the scenes here. The clean is just obviously a low gain. And I've set it up with the stock cab to give me a clean sound. It sounds like this. So I love the reverb. It's quite bright, but I tend to use the brightness control, the tone control on my guitar these days. Obviously, if it's too bright for you, there's a presence control, so just bring that down. The thing with presets is all guitars are different, okay, but this is just a starting point. So the first one is my clean, and it's just to clean into those 2 reverbs. Again, you don't need both reverbs, but I want to try 2 together because I've been using that on other gear lately. So there's the clean, and then the drive is the same amp, obviously with the drive turned up and some changes to the other settings using snapshots. It sounds like this. So you can get a really nice edge of breakup tone, especially if you turn the volume down a little bit as well. And again, use the brightness on the guitar. But if I use the humbucker, I get a nice drive sound too. And that's great for that kind of mid-gain kind of sound. This is like for a wedding band type set, right? So you've got your real clean, your slightly driven, your crunchy, and then your heavy sound. For the heavy sound, you could just use the amp, I'm also using a kinky boost pedal as well, just to push the amp even harder. I also quite like using a boost into a mid gain kind of amp rather than really pushing the amp like this. I think it can get a bit flubby if you do that, just my opinion. But then this on the humbucker is my kind of heavy sound. It won't be heavy enough for some styles of music, but for what I do in a wedding type band, I think it's great. I really like it. I think this new amp model is a step above some of the other ones for me. Again, just my opinion. And then one more trick I like to do, again to save blocks, is I have a delay, and I came to realize that when I play solos in my band, I turn on the delay and a solo boost at the end of the chain. Well, on this delay in the Helix, of course, you have a level as well. So I turn level up 6 dB or so, and then that is a delay and a solo boost at the same time. So I find that good. It saves me a block in there too. So I can do something like this if I go back to the drive. So instead of this, I get this. So there you go. With those three sounds, I can do a gig, and I'm just using the 1 amp and cab block and not 2. I mean, I would rather use 2, but I think DSP is of the importance. And you can see that here, because if you take a look here at the amp and cab block, look what's available when I select that. I can only use the Line 6 originals pretty much. All the other models like the Soldanos, the Uberschulls, the Fenders, they're all grayed out because there's not enough DSP. So there you go. The original amps do tend to use less DSP than a lot of the others. And that allows you then to use that DSP for other effects, like maybe you want to have the amp and cab, a basic reverb, a delay boost, and then say a chorus and a flanger. And you can do that because you're saving DSP with these original amp blocks. And I also think a lot of these original amps do in fact sound better. It might be controversial, you might not agree with me, but they certainly sound very good, if not better. So why not use them and save DSP? And then down the line, we might get a Helix 2, an HX Stomp 2 with more DSP, but even then, you can't ever really have enough DSP. So it's great if they can save the DSP with these original amps and effects, but also it's great if they can make new amps and effects that don't exist in the real world. And maybe they can even take it further to do some really cool stuff that would never happen in the real world, whatever that could be. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm going to put the preset down below. Remember, you have to tweak it for your guitar, and the levels might be off and the tone and everything. Please tweak it for your guitar, but hopefully you can see what I'm trying to do with this. I'm trying to make some more DSP efficient presets for my HX Stomp rig. Obviously, if you're using something like Helix Native, this is not an issue at all. But let me know what you think of the new amp. Do you like the new amp? And I see there's some more coming in the next update as well. Line 6 have sort of leaked that on their YouTube channel recently. So let me know what you think of these original amps. What's your favorite amp in the Helix right now? And do you like the direction that Line 6 are going in? Thanks for watching. If you're new, please subscribe and ring the bell, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.